The life in Bulgaria is horrible, like open-minded people and gamers just like me. While the Gen Z men's don't let to be destroyed by women's, Bulgarian Gen Z on the other hand think that it's normal and good to be cooked by women. The challenges of being a gamer in Bulgaria. A personal perspective. Life as a gamer in Bulgaria can be a harsh reality, filled with frustration, isolation, and societal pressures. For someone who loves video games, the experience here is far from ideal. In this essay, I will explore why living in Bulgaria as a gamer is uniquely difficult. High game prices, a limited gaming community, societal ridicule, and the toxic dynamics between men and women all combine to create an environment that feels stifling for those of us who simply want to enjoy our hobby. Let me share my experiences and observations about how these factors come together to make life in Bulgaria feel lonely and disconnected, especially for gamers. High prices, a barrier to gaming freedom. The first major issue for gamers in Bulgaria is the exorbitant cost of games. As a gamer, I am constantly frustrated by how expensive it is to keep up with the latest releases. In a country where the average income is significantly lower than in other European nations, the price of a new AAA game can feel like an unattainable luxury. Even online platforms like Steam or the PlayStation Store offer little relief, as games are often priced similarly to wealthier Western countries. This disparity leaves many Bulgarian gamers, myself included, struggling to afford our passion, feeling left out of the global gaming conversation. With each new release, I feel a growing sense of exclusion, forced to wait for discounts or sales that might make the price more reasonable. If I'm lucky, a limited gaming community. Is there anyone else like me? Another issue is the limited gaming community. It's tough to find other passionate gamers in Bulgaria, and when you do, the numbers are few. The community here feels disconnected and scattered, making it difficult to forge meaningful friendships or even just enjoy multiplayer games with locals. I've often found myself feeling like an outsider, surrounded by people who either don't care about games or see them as a childish hobby. Unlike countries with thriving gaming cultures and communities, in Bulgaria, gaming is often seen as an isolating activity rather than a social one. The lack of organized events, tournaments, and conventions adds to the feeling of loneliness. Being a gamer here can feel like shouting into the void, hoping to find someone who shares your interests. Gen Z men, the simp mentality. Another aspect of life in Bulgaria that I've noticed is the way many young men, especially from Gen Z, still simp for women. This is a term that describes when men go out of their way to cater to women, often at the expense of their own dignity. In Bulgaria, this behavior seems alarmingly common. I've watched as many of my peers bend over backward for women who don't reciprocate their affections, only to be left heartbroken and empty-handed. It's almost as if the culture here encourages this one-sided dynamic, where men are expected to chase after women, regardless of how they are treated in return. As someone who values fairness and equality in relationships, this behavior is frustrating and toxic. The gaming world is often seen as a refuge from these types of societal pressures, but even here in Bulgaria, it's hard to escape. The heart games, how women manipulate men. Building on this, I've observed how some women in Bulgaria play with men's hearts and wallets, all while society seems to turn a blind eye. Many Bulgarian women take advantage of the traditional gender roles that still prevail in the country, using their looks and charm to manipulate men into spending money on them or catering to their every whim. This creates a toxic dynamic where men are seen as providers and women as the recipients of attention and gifts. In the gaming community, I've seen similar behavior, where men are quick to shower female gamers with attention and gifts, in the hope of gaining their favor. It's disheartening to see how normalized this behavior is, and it further reinforces the loneliness and frustration I feel as a gamer in Bulgaria. Sexual content, normalized and problematic. Lastly, one of the most disturbing aspects of Bulgarian society is how many men view sexual content as normal and even desirable. This attitude seeps into everyday life and relationships, where men are often more interested in objectifying women than in forming genuine connections. I've encountered many men who believe that consuming explicit content is not only acceptable but also expected. This normalization of sexual content creates a culture where women are often treated as objects rather than equals. In the gaming world, this toxic mentality bleeds into interactions between male and female gamers, creating an uncomfortable environment for everyone. Conclusion: the need for change. In conclusion, life as a gamer in Bulgaria is a difficult and often isolating experience. From the high prices of games and the limited community to the social ridicule and toxic gender dynamics, being a gamer here feels like a constant struggle. The normalization of unhealthy behaviors, such as simping and the consumption of sexual content, only adds to the frustration. As someone who loves gaming and values genuine connections, I long for a shift in the way Bulgarian society views gamers and relationships. Until then, I'll continue to navigate this lonely, challenging path, hoping for a future where gaming and gamers are respected, understood, and valued. If you enjoy my content, make sure to shoot the like button and subscribe for my channel. Have you ever been to Bulgaria? Have you met any Bulgarians? Let me know at the comments down below. Peace.